just out of frame. I'll be back.
Yeah, good. We return to the bedchamber. You were invading on the estate that belongs to Baruch, the scholar. You were invading his house. You snuck in, you bypassed some guards, you killed a guard just to be able to get into the house. You left Ura behind. And you were basically seeing this aged man cornering him on his own bedstead in his nightie and asking him lots of different questions. You were asking lots of questions and getting lots of answers. Do you remember what you've been discussing?
Well, we asked him about his involvement in the death of Antaeus, which he strongly declined.
Yeah.
He also didn't know about the Yarosh and or Heron, like the merchant we met. Like
He knew nothing about Hiram. Right.
Yeah. What else?
But he had...
In any case, the vibe I got from him was he's solely interested in the research and the artifact and has no evil master plan.
That was
so
the
he
vibe.
claimed.
That was the vibe. But
It
he
was
was very...
Tried to convey.
He was very interested in the eye and really wanted to find out more about it. And we finished off with him saying, "Have you got it with you?" And somebody
I
said...
think we said we show him the fake.
Yeah, he did.
But
And
at that
he
moment-
identified. I think he identified it, didn't he? As the fake.
I'm not sure.
I'm not quite sure whether we got to that one yet. But
Okay.
I think
As-
that was right when we, had to break.
I'm pretty sure that Creos was watching the other door. From memory. So, you hear noise in the corridor. Somebody is coming. And the door flies open. Somebody's being very noisy in the background again.
Yeah.
It's noise cancelling. So, somebody throws open the door and in come a number of guards, and you see some of them are actually outside the window as well, but they come into this antechamber. And you've got a number of guards, and they hold in front of them Tura.
Of course they do.
Step
Whose idea
back.
was it to bring her, eh?
This woman will break me at some point.
Step back from our master, they say. And somebody is actually pointing a weapon at her. Not overly aggressive, but definitely holding her. And Tira is eyes of flame. She's staring at.
Do we still have a weapon at Baruch?
Do you still have a weapon at Baruch?
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna
you
do a
first,
little hostage
guys.
swap.
At first, we had a knife to his throat, didn't we, when we woke him up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have removed slightly. It's not
Yeah,
right
we
at
did.
his throat, but you basically are still threatening it.
I think that's what they call a Singarian standoff.
A hostage swap.
That goes into the law now. You have to write that up. In your Zingarian standoff, Tira just looks at each of you and says, "Can't we just talk?"
We are talking. We're questioning him. After all, he was implicit in the murder. Remember that?
And Baruch speaks. "People, let us be civilized. I'm happy to answer your questions. Hopefully I've proven to you that I'm not the murderer. So let's just settle down and speak about this properly. Please."
Have your guards put down their weapons?
Baruch nods at them and they take the weapon out, downs, and Tira stumbles forward into the middle of the room. A bit away from them, standing with you now.
I'll go and grab onto her and put my whip away in my belt.
Okay, good. What is he doing this time? Now, I haven't actually put all the little tokens out because I'm not... Hello, Kai. I don't really want this to say, there's tokens, therefore there must be battle. So what do you want to do?
Oh, we're just gonna assume there's like an absurd amount of.
Well, Baruch, if you're going to speak, what else have you got to say then?
Can I just get dressed first, please?
Thought he's dressed.
No, he was in his nightie.
I mean, that's kind of dressed.
He wants to go. Just take a seat.
Okay,
To the
I'm
guards.
gonna
Guards, you can wait outside.
I'm gonna bring Cora to the back of the room and sit her down, and I will kind of sit on a cushion or something next to her and say, "Come on, let's de-escalate this."
Good idea. Good idea. What have you found out so far? Now, Baruch is going next door to his bedroom just to get changed. He leaves the door open so he can stay, if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Just in case he wants to jump out the window. Mhm.
There's only 2 guards left in the room. All the others have left again. 1 in front of each door.
While he's dressing, I will go up to the guards, chatting them up. So
Chatting them up. Oh, hello.
no,
He's got a
conversing with them.
seduction skill.
If they got any visitors in the last, what's the time frame? Like 2-3 weeks ish.
It would be. You just get very gruff faces. They are still distrustful. They're not in a chatty mode right now. So, but Baruch a little while comes back later. Ah, that is much better. Proper cloak. A lot of scholar's robe and so on. Doesn't look quite as disheveled now.
Yeah, a scholar who employs torturers.
Yeah.
Do you say that, or do you think that?
I think that.
Okay.
Can you imply that
You want to come through and we're in the dining room? We can have a sit down and have a drink.
Okay.
Eat. Taps his hands and calls the people in. Servants in. Guards come with you. I won't put all the tokens up because let's go. Reflex. Tokens come in. So, you are basically, you can sit around here if you like around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Claps the hand. Some food quickly being prepared takes a few minutes. Some wine and so on. And he just says, right, I think hopefully we had a better footing now. Looks at Jura. And you. My name is Baruch, the scholar. Yourself. Being really nice, saying, oh, sorry to hear about bit of conversation. But then basically he's a bit more composed. He's sitting with you around the table. That's right, where were we? Sort of rubs his neck where he had a knife pointed not long ago.
Where were we?
You said you might have the eye.
Before we answer that, what is your true intention?
True intention.
And what do you know?
Oh, if this is indeed the eye of Djachroum, then it has got a long and storied trail it left in our. I would be very keen. Do you know the
do
history?
you know much about the artifact?
I know a fair bit because I've been researching this time period. I am a scholar of ancient language and ancient literature. Hard to come by.
A lot of people want this thing and they're willing to kill for it. Just remember that.
Well, if it is truly that artifact, that does not surprise me.
What did you learn about the artifact so far?
Is it story time?
I think so.
Is it time for? No, I haven't actually made a journal, but I'm gonna read the book. So, however, relax. I'm gonna try my best. My best.
Get our notebooks
narrator's
out.
So, the book is actually not out. I've got the PDF on. So, well, it all began more than 4 millennia ago. I lived
Once
mighty.
upon a time, yeah?
Mighty Asheronian sorcerer called Sosath. He has written many works of sorcery. had many disciples authoritative on all matters arcane. From his home outside the ancient Djachroum city of Karasher, Xossath was name, whenever spoken aloud, was only whispered. Here he might take notice of it. Haunt this. In the night he raised a mighty gleaming tower of crystal and white alabaster, in a front to the clouds, casting a shadow across the desert. He had conquered the barrier of death and had lived many hundred years. And was vigorous, fullness of fighter's great age. Cruel and cunning, he grew in power and influence until such an enemy greatly enough to act against him, and they united. Conspiracy. This league of rival sorcerers all planted seeds of rumors in the ears member of the court of the Djachroum king Sulat, attempting to bring the royal ire upon Xossath. They were successful, and Sulat turned against his one-time friend, seeking aid against the sorcerer from his very rivals. They spent years preparing and plotting in secret Xossath, crafting stratagems to counter his powerful men. With an immense, uncountable army before them, the king and his coterie of sorcerers marched forth from Python to the tower of Xossath, surrounded amid the desert by a small necropolis of all the two slaves, consorts, and disciples who had lived and died in the sword. So far, so good. An army so great could not approach an subtlety, of course. So when King Sulat and the cabal of sorcerers arrived at Xossath's tower, they found the source of the wrath standing before them at the open doorway to the shining. Fearless, his bright eyes flashing with contempt for them all, Xossath was scornful to his king and sorcerer's advisors, knowing their purpose and having little regard for their protestation. When he looked into the mind of the king, he knew that this parley would end only death. Xossath attacked, summoning demons and magic fire. The battle was incredible, with white gouts of demon fire washing across ranks of soldiery, causing them to dismay as the inhuman servitors of the sorcerer crawled from the sand and tore into them. Spells were unleashed, chemical destruction scorched and blasted the sands, and the armies of Sulat, rendering his soldiers to naught but twisted lumps of shattered bone and melted armor. Eventually, they wore us down, and his curses grew cracked in his throat as the battle raged across hours, then days, a bit like the text. The sorcerers then unleashed their secret weapon, a black jeweled pendant they had crafted specifically to be Xossath's bane. In secrecy, several weeks earlier, they had conspired with one of the consorts, wealth and power of her own, and to place beside King Sulat as queen. She took the pendant into Xossath's bedchamber, touched it with flesh, magic, sorcerer, those who bore him ill will. Then she returned it to their spy, who had borne it back to King Sorcerer. He got the battle, they unleashed it again. The dread incantation fought to them in the deep of hells. They severed the link between Xossath's spirit and him. The depth of the black jewel soul, and the bodily shell fell limply to the earth, bereft of spirit strength. The sorcerers surged forward at the opportunity and exacted their wrath upon their soulless body. So, this ancient artifact, Djachroum kings, they call the... And they bore it back to Python, a silken cushion, for none of Sulat's sorcerers would wrath might strike them from. His books they took for themselves, and though they claimed the knowledge as their own, they eradicated any trace of his name across the land. His tower they brought down with siege engines, crushing the crystalline walls, shattering the alabaster to his body they hacked with swords and pierced with claws and left black vultures of. In the still of the night, were the last footprints of the remaining shred of Sulat's gone and covered with drifting. Xossath's remaining 8 lovers stole forth from the cliffside caves near, where they had hidden while he fought his enemy. They bore his body into their caves, wrapping it in samite and linen, soaked in herbs and unguent themselves. They anointed his shattered and torn corpse with oils and painted up verses of love and devotion. Master, devoting themselves, wailing for 8 days, threw themselves with him, their bodies alongside his, hidden in a warren of caves. python. The Eye of Asheron became part of the royal treasury, bauble locked in a thick cage, ice-bound with bands of iron and adamant, runes and cunning traps dispensing the venom of asps were worked into it to deter inspection. Generations to come, the eye was forgotten. Shortly after, it was driven into the ruin by the newer upstart kingdoms that rose against it. Hoth, Shem, now vanished Edom, and the northern barbarians all played a part. The desert sands claimed many of the cities of the great empire, while conquerors razed others, and eventually Asheron was the fool. But
You know quite a lot.
So, let's ponder that, and we will get back to you in 1 to 2 business weeks.
I hope you have taken lots of notes. I will test at the end of this.
Yeah.
4 million years ago. That
Now,
seems
don't
a
get
long,
me wrong.
long time
I
ago.
do like reading this stuff. Like, language is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine this from this enthusiastic scholar.
So was the eye possibly discovered in those very caves?
That is possible. I have not found out yet how it came to be returned, but I think there was another name, a prince of Stygia, who found it somewhere, maybe in the city of Imi. Name
Do you not
Tough
fear
Neck.
the curse? Supposedly,
curse?
you mentioned.
Well,
Go on.
If you don't touch it, then surely you're okay.
somebody touched it. According to the story, you create a link with it. That's why the sorcerers were so afraid. And soul of Xotha still within the gem. Try to take an influence, maybe possess.
But you are not afraid?
Well, I'd want to look at it. Immediately touch it. If you have it, you can hold it.
How
I also have some. Goes to one of the sidebars and pulls out some black gloves. I also have gloves, which
For you, a scholar's not going to want to just look at it. There's something more you want from it.
I would love to study it. So much matter. How often in ancient art?
but there's so much power. Antaeus
Have you
and
noticed anything? Has it spoke?
you know of these things.
Well, from story.
And did Antaeus tell you anything?
Very little. He described it to me, that there were some inscriptions he was keen to.
And he could not decrypt them?
They remained a riddle to him. That's why
So
he
you
said,
tortured him to get any more information out of him then?
I did not torture him.
You sent men to torture him.
I didn't send him in to torture him either. I sent a treasure
But he
hunter
was
to see
tortured.
whether he can retrieve it. I did not want him to be tortured or killed.
Yeah.
I'm a scholar. I'm not a rogue or a thug.
You say that the Stygian prince may have found it.
Seems to have popped up in some point. So,
How did it end up in Antaeus' possession?
I do not know.
He never talked about how he found it, where he found it.
Did not tell me. No.
I turned to Tura and I asked her if she noticed any delivery that really excited her father.
Past your mind ages when you spoke
Yeah.
to the temple lady Mitra
Yes.
and the guy, the scholar who from Mitra.
Mm.
They told you that they had it essentially in their archive.
Oh, that's
And
right. It was in the archives, of
They were
course.
clearing it out because they had too much cabins. They wanted to. That's when when Antaeus bought a job lot,
Okay.
and part of the job lot was a sealed casket with this gem in it. So you know this, but
We got it through sheer luck then.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was destined to happen.
I must have been. Now, all this scholarly stuff, of course, really relates to, I want to say JR, Mortars. It sounds great to Mort. That's the sort of stuff you like.
It's interesting since we touched it, but we're not cursed yet. Or we have like a who's touched it so far? Just me and Shira.
At some point or another, I think most of
Yeah.
I remember. I think I've avoided touching. I only thought that. Yeah.
I knew that I had touched it.
Yeah,
And I
it
knew
was-
that
Mortars because he got the
it.
first vision, didn't he?
Moa touched
Definitely.
it when it opened, and since then, I think Shira was the only one to carry
Okay.
and or handle it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm happy to leave it at
We
that.
just evaded some major thing here.
Yeah. We want to be clear on this, Frank. We want to be clear. We've not
Yeah.
touched it.
There's certain
We don't wanna be
non-corruptible people.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
have some more wine, and he drinks it.
don't touch the wine.
No way.
I touched the one.
I look at him and say, "Do you believe that you understand the language enough to be able to decrypt it or decipher it?"
Well, I don't think that just like a sentence on there. There will be incantation, there will be spells on it, but I just want to see what they encarved on. If this is truly prison for souls, mighty magic on it. Don't expect me to just...
Surely the copy you've seen had everything you needed.
I don't know whether it's spicy enough. It didn't quite make sense to me. There were inaccuracies.
And we have seen the inscription. Is there enough text on it to make it more than just simple incantations? And like, is there enough
It could
script
be.
on the?
You're not a sorcerer, so from your perspective, it could be. Yeah, every single rune or little character glyph might have a huge magical meaning to it.
Yeah, but Moatas, I think he made like
I
an awesome
translated
goal
some
with
of it.
like 19 successes or so to learn about
Only
scripture.
7. He didn't describe that.
Yeah.
I got like some description about like some demonic thing.
Yeah.
That was about it. Nothing like that
Nothing
I
like
could use or anything.
because you're not a sorcerer yet.
Yeah. But how can we
Gotta
trust
work
you
on
then,
that one.
Baruch? How can we trust you that you don't do something if you saw this?
You don't want to show it to me? Fine. I thought that's why you thought me out.
Baruch, this is a very powerful artifact that has an incantation to confine a soul. If you accidentally, and we do in fact have it, there's the possibility that the soul will be released. And if that takes place, what horrors will befall the world?
Don't take me for a fool. I'm not going to just read out the connotations. Apart from that, I'm not a sorcerer. I just want to have a look at it. I want to
I'm
just
gonna
be certain.
I'm gonna take it out from underneath my camisole, and I have something around my hands so that I'm not touching it directly, but I don't have his gloves.
It's been
and-
against your heart the whole time.
Yeah. And I pull it out and I show it to him.
He gets very excited about it. Ooh, yes, it got a different gleam to it. This is not the one that I've seen before. And there's this fire in it. Spark. Sort of goes close, reaches out a little bit, doesn't touch it, but
I
sort of...
pull it back. I say, we have all had dreams that have been quite dismaying.
Oh yes, what sort of dreams were they? Is it all of you?
I want to
all
walk out to the
shared?
window and have a look outside because I'm.
Yeah, I mean, we already showed him.
Yeah,
Go
we
ahead and
showed it.
describe the scenes we had, like the burial, the funeral procession,
Yeah, that's what I
the
was
river
thinking.
encounter.
So you tell him about that while
I-
Krios is looking outside. The
Yeah.
moonlit night out, dark, racing across. Quite dramatic. Astonishing, is it? How can this be? What have you fallen into? Oh, these dreams, I think they must be beyond my comprehension. I'm a mere scholar. Not no sorcerer, of course. But was this a shared vision? All of you?
It was. But
Oh.
there's more. Do you know anything about dual world and walking within two worlds?
Krios, can you make me a... Oh, what is it? Perception?
Observation.
I'm going to tell you the difficulty. I don't know. I've heard of astral journeyings where people send soul into different worlds. But it must be powerful magic if you all were transported to the same place.
There was a seer quite some time ago, and she grabbed on to one of our companions, and I point over to Krios and I say, she warned us to be aware of a sea voyage, and also of walking in two different worlds.
Worlds? Do you mean that could be this world and this dream world you've experienced?
We believe so.
Oh, exciting.
And someone we must trust, because in our hands a king's fate lies.
We must trust the king himself.
Maybe.
Hey, please, have some dates.
His fate will join your own. Trust him, aid him, and his blood and your will shall also be done. Aid him and his blood, so him and his descendants.
Could mean that, yes. Blood is often used as... Quite right. Are you a
Baruch?
scholar? These servants come around again. Dates and with wine, and as I said,
So
he
Baruch-
partakes as well. So, if that
So
makes
Baruch
sense.
is quite close.
Yes.
And so he's still inviting us to partake in the dates and the wine. I want to kind of look and see in his eyes if there's any deception, any
Right.
kind of tics, or anything that seems to be off.
Then let's do a quick roll off here. I'm going to make the private for myself. If you just, yeah, I think it's called insight, isn't it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Hold on.
I feel like that should be hidden to spend two doom.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I have no
Because
momentum.
now we know you don't really want us to find out.
Yeah.
But we know Frank's dice and then we rubbish.
Ooh.
It doesn't even matter.
Not as rubbish as mine.
No
No,
complication
not
at all.
rubbish as yours.
And you sort of you peer into his eyes and you look a bit skeptical and he
You
hesitates
don't have a
bit.
reroll, do you?
And he notices basically that you're trying to assess him. And he looks at you and says, "Oh, I completely understand that you don't trust what I'm saying. I wouldn't trust myself either in this sort of situation. But believe me," and he sort of steps back a couple. "Believe me, I'm scholarly interest. Absolutely fascinated by this."
How far does he step back?
Oh, a few steps, not much. I mean, we haven't laid this out, but basically he was milling around the table a little bit and going to Shira and so on. And the door here, the dividing door, The middle is open. So Cryos to go to a window, he had to actually go into the other room. Because the dining room doesn't actually, it just has sort of skylight. It doesn't have a window as such.
Gotcha. I would have only gone in there for a short period. I just, once the gem came out, I was getting a little bit concerned that if it triggered something off. So I just want to have a little look outside, and then I'll just be moving in and out of the room.
Right, what I might just do is I might just put everybody on because it might be relevant. So you can, once I've done this, you can start moving yourselves about.
So I was already going to say this, but I turn to the companions and say to everybody that with this being out, there's the possibility that we've been tracked by the same people who've had the same feeling as ourselves. And so we should be on our guard, not just of Baruch, and I look at him, but of everything around us.
You just tell us this by looking at us, or you tell
No,
us
I
this
tell
by-
us. I say this out loud, and I do indicate to Baruch to come closer as I hold it out. I can probably only hold it out about this far.
He looks a bit concerned. What do you mean you may have lured something?
Well, we were followed by an army, and lots of people seem to come to the artifact as well.
Yeah, people like to follow us wherever we go.
And he's looking a bit nervous. I've been hiding here, but I'm safe. Guards, check the gates. A couple of the guards walk out, and then actually,
How is Mortis looking after partaking in the food and wine?
Mortis looks quite happy. Well fed. He was hungry.
Chewing on the drumstick.
No foam around the mouth, no green skin color, nothing of that sort.
Nah, I was drinking the wine.
I'm sure you were
I
drinking
trust
some
a
wine.
fellow scholar.
I'm eating,
Fellow
but I'm
scholars
not
don't get
drinking
wine.
any of the wine.
You know the food's not poisoned.
Seeing as we're saying that, Trios?
No, I've chosen not to take any food and drink, and I'm just wandering about now. I'm just getting a little bit more concerned.
Same here.
As you,
Like, we got poisoned the last time we partook in wine, if I remember correctly.
No, we didn't get poisoned. I think it was just drunk.
Yeah,
right?
it was some sleep.
okay, Baruch says to you. So what sort of thing was following you? Was it just people, or was it something else? Goes across to the cupboard there and gets a sort of lantern out. Very, very nicely puts it on the table and says, "This one here will detect if there's something sneaking."
What do you mean? How will it specially detect something?
The light flares up if there's something supernatural nearby.
Well, of course
That's-
there's something supernatural. Look, it's right here. And how will you discern between this and anything around us?
Well, the people who sold me this said that it would not detect magical artifact, demonic being.
Hmm.
Oh, hang on, my microphone. Right, say something, guys. No, hasn't done it yet. No, it has. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Because it was just doing its thing again. So, with that, he sort of lights it, and there's a gentle blue flame that comes in it. He looks at it, and he stares at it, and says, looks all right, doesn't it?
Is it supposed to be blue?
Yes, it's blue, some sort of resin, and quite expensive. That's why I don't have it on all the time. And he listens, and you hear from the far distance. You hear some sort of distant screech, like the keening of a bird. And he looks really nervously again at all of you.
You don't get many birds out this time of night, do you?
No,
He did have a birdhouse.
not normally. Not normally.
I-
And with that,
What color is?
the lamp flares up and goes really bright. And with a panicky look in the eyes, he just says, "What have you brought? What curse has come with you? Defend me, gods!" What are you doing there?
I'm pointing at the jewel, and I put it away.
Yeah.
Put it away.
I see the guards outside the window.
You only see a couple of guards,
Okay.
but basically they look at the sky and it looks like something is flying over them. And with a huge crash through the skylight in the dining room,
Here we go.
You get this little token, which I have to refresh. I did this earlier. Didn't take, apparently. So you have to just wait a little moment for I get the token.
Hell, Harvey. What the-
I'm glad I'm not in there under
Where?
the rubble.
Oh my gosh!
You get this thing in. So let me just see whether we can on the proper display for everybody. Boom, boom, boom. Thing in the wind. So, see it now?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Now that thing crashes through the ceiling, lands on the table, basically with splinters and things fly everywhere and shards fly everywhere, and then just with a sort of chittering sound, turns its red eyes onto Shira and onto what she holds in her hand.
Oh, I put it back in.
Now this thing is in this zone. Everybody else is roughly where they are. What does? Yeah, you can run away if you like, but then we're gonna do the initiative, and I might actually seize the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is there a seizing the initiative?
re-seizing. I think
No, there isn't.
don't think there is, unless you want to hand out a fortune point for it or something like that.
I don't even know if fortune points do either. I
No,
think this is the one
but-
thing you can do.
I mean, what you can and can't do with fortune point is kinda in the DM's hand.
Exactly.
Mm.
But no, I'm gonna go for this. Is anybody trying to really attract this thing's attention?
Yeah, I guess.
How heroic are you feeling today?
Harvey is crashing down, locking her eyes on the amulet.
On Shira,
on the
yeah.
artifact.
And I'm backing up.
And I guess I'll try to get in between them, like shield up.
Okay, I'll let you do that move. Because
Yes.
that's heroic, and that's within the story, and I like that. So, it then basically sees that you're getting in its way, and it decides to try and what should it do? I have so many nice things here.
Oh boy.
What should I do? Try to grab you and throw you away? Or knock you down? Or annoy you? No, it's trying to grab you and throw you away. So there we go. Boom, boom. I haven't played this for such a long time. Hopefully I can remember how this all works. So, I'm going to roll for attack. Let's see.
Is this just a normal attack roll?
That's a normal attack roll on you.
In this
Parry
case, I will parry it.
You can try and parry it with your shield. You've
Yeah.
got a shield out, don't you?
Yeah. What's the reach?
The
On
reach of this thing is what it
Yeah.
is. A talent grasp is 2, so it doesn't give you an
2.
advantage there. You have got 2 as well, I think.
Yeah, no, I have this new talent which lets me adjust my reach, so I have reach 3 against this one.
All right, so makes it one harder.
Yeah.
Still has enough success.
That's tough, Barry.
So those are, yeah.
3 as well.
Right.
So I guess that's mine because you need like
Um,
one more.
Unless DM, unless you spend a doom.
You spend
No,
the
no,
doom.
it's not like his difficulty should be D2.
Should be one
because
more.
it's
Yeah.
your reach.
Yes, because
yeah.
of reach. Yeah.
So
So,
it's 3 versus 2.
do you get a free parry or did you spend a doom for it?
I get the first one for free, actually.
Okay, good. So, however, it doesn't hit you, but basically you have to dodge quite a bit. Yeah, you have to really dodge out of the way. So you're going to be a bit disadvantaged in your attack when it's your turn.
And I would take the turn right now with the riposte thing.
Okay, on you go.
Which is essentially I generate the 2 momentum here. And I will just spend them on the, where do I have it? Yeah, the riposte thing.
Riposte thing. You might have to explain it to me again. I'll put it in the post.
Essentially, if I make
right?
a successful parry, I can just hit once.
Right.
He's gonna do
Riposte.
parry, right? Or to hit.
All right. Looks good to me.
Right. It has parry as well, though. Haha. Haha.
Great.
How's it go with cost?
How do I do parry? Parry is normally just a weapon roll, isn't it?
No, parry is a skill.
Yeah, but for the beasties, we can't really do that.
Wait a moment. It should be
It's
like,
combat.
guess-
I'm just going to do
combat?
combat then. Yeah.
Coordination.
Yeah, it'll be combat.
It's effectively a combat attack now.
Ooh, that's not so good. 2 successes.
It's combat, yeah. All right.
So, with your riposte, here we go, Dazzle.
Rolling.
Gonna need more harpies.
1, 2,
3 effects.
12.
Hmm.
Let's make that 13 with the no. 9 plus 3 is
12.
3 is 15.
15.
Yeah, wishes too.
Okay,
What?
you basically give it a couple of wounds. So it was a big hit, but it's still snarling at you.
Obviously.
It could take it. It could take it. Right, let's go around the others. What do you guys all want to do?
I would wish to bow it from the adjacent room through the door.
Bias ran away and looks at it
Yeah, I want to get my bow out and shoot it through the doorway
through the open door.
because I'm in a different zone, so it works in my favour.
Yeah, you're actually two zones away.
That's fine. Okay. We got any momentum? 1 momentum, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, we do.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on a sec. Do I get a reroll on my... I can't remember now.
Fairly certain you do.
I think I do, yeah. Accurate, yeah. No, accurate is reroll damage.
Before you hit someone else.
No, I only get a reroll on observation and damage. Maybe when I'm doing the range. When making a total range weapon. Yeah, I can. Yeah, with accurate, I can. Yeah.
Another 15.
Okay.
Oh, God. You guys with your target numbers. They're inflated. Definitely inflated with a 15. Still succeeding. You've a
Okay,
level.
damage.
Right, you are hitting it. But I can flap it a little bit.
Reroll damage. Oh, that's not very nice. I get to reroll one. In fact, yeah. Let me. Oh, I will reroll with the 1 momentum I've generated. I'll reroll all 3.
Hey, did this beastie have any armor or no?
It's got really scaly skin, and it seems to be made from very tough material because you can actually see how it's sort of swatting away the arrow with its wing.
Okay, so it's got piercing 1
Yeah.
and 7 damage.
So you're making a little bit of a damage, but not what you think you do there.
Okay, yeah.
So, other way around. So you've hit it, and it's screeching, and is now very, very displeased because you're all getting in the way of it.
I'm going to whip at its chest because it's facing me.
What's your
As
reach?
My reach is 2.
2, so it's
My
not
whip.
it's not into different zone, is it?
No whips or normal melee weapons.
Yeah, so you would have to get into the same zone, move in.
I'm going to move back.
You want to go further away?
Yeah, I'm going to go further away.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go over here. Next to the light. Oop, next to the light.
Okay. And you've got your whip out.
Yeah, I've got my whip out. And my dagger in my other hand.
Okay. Baruch is scarpering into the other room.
I'm gonna throw the wine cup I probably had in my hand. this.
Improvised weapon.
I was drinking.
Yeah,
Yes.
it splashes some wine over
Open
its
his
head.
eyes.
And it's sort of, you can see a long forked tongue coming out, licking up the wine that is dripping down its face.
And then I think I can still move, so it's
You're running away. Okay, sensible.
Yeah.
Right, that leaves Tyra, who's sort of cowering a little bit. And the guards, and one of the guards is running forward, attacking, getting close.
the brave fools.
No, what I do in Forbidden Lands, one of the things you do is you give monsters 2 attacks
Mm.
per round. Well, that makes them a lot tougher. I'm going to use this just for dramatic purposes. As this guard comes close, gets gripped by the beastie, and basically his head gets ripped off in one fell swoop. So it's just for some dramatic effect here. And then this beast turns around again and flaps its wings, and there's a huge cloud of black dust that is basically emanating from it and going all over this room, like a fog that's coming out. Making you cough and sputter, you can't see properly, so you're going to be disadvantaged for now. You can do me a resistance roll if you like.
All right.
Everyone?
But I might have to take some
Or
notes
is
on
this
this one.
targeting someone?
Is everyone in the room?
Everyone in the room, you are probably fine out there. So Shira's got one.
Resistance?
I just need the number of successes. That's all I need. Mortars, okay.
Ooh.
Not bad.
2 successes for me.
And I might just do that here as well. One for Tyra. Baruch is not in the room anymore, is he now?
No.
No,
he's
he
not.
is already out.
Okay, so with that, the beast flaps forward, and because it can fly, it places it here between you. But then attacks, let's see, 1 to 4. I like rolling these things. 1 to 4 is Durzo. Otherwise, it's going to be Shira. Durzo.
Bring it on.
Bring it on, he says. Bring it on.
Parry.
I'm going to invest some
Chris was
doom.
glad it attacked him.
So, which one should I use? Wing buff? It could actually be both of you. Which 3? Knockdown or ghastly gnawing.
Gotta make sure it doesn't pick up Shiva and it flies off.
Let's do that one again. Unless... No, I'm going to do that one. Boom, boom. So... how bad can you roll?
That's not so bad.
19, that's not bad.
19.
A double
But it's
19.
only 3, so just barely made it. It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah, because it's wounded.
All right.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
do you roll disadvantage? Or
Yeah, you're at a disadvantage. It's going to be one harder for you as well, so you've got 2 successes.
House. Even though I got 2 successes on the resistance test.
hard to success pass.
Yes, even though.
Okay. Yeah. So only.
No, the
2
resistance
successes
test is
me?
for different effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for a different effect. You're still disadvantaged because it was also flying over you. And don't give me a little.
Yeah, no, but it still works. Still parry.
Okay.
You still have 2 successes against 2 successes.
Yeah. And in this case, I'll riposte.
Riposting. I should have done the other one. Actually, hang on a second. I've got.
Oh, that's a nice roll.
That is a very nice.
We're not cheering for him.
I'll actually reroll that one too.
Oh, he's in reroll the ones now.
Yeah. Not in my favor, but
I'm not having a good time.
So, how many successes did you have?
for my parry or
For your
for my
riposte. For your riposte.
riposte, 6 successes.
Six. Okay. 3 of them away. Right, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You
3 of
created-
them away, you say?
Say again?
3 of them.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Very
Let's just be quick. Okay, so
You create
this.
another wound on it, and it's
2.
rather annoyed with you.
2 wounds at least. I have vicious 2 on the.
No, vicious is only if you get an effect.
You got intense.
You don't have an
double.
effect.
It's
Oh,
intense.
that's a fair point. Of course.
No effects.
Never
It's intense.
Yeah.
Intense
Right.
does.
But even
no,
No,
it's
but
just-
intense also you need an effect as well,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
of
don't
course.
do any of it.
Yeah,
so,
that's very true.
Right. Intent. Yeah.
so hugely successful, but not that successful. Let's go around the room. Shira, what do you want to do now? This thing is close. You can try and dodge away, or you can try.
Can I forget if I
Just
can
real quick.
if I can move enough
Douglas,
so that I can whip it.
One moment. I haven't gotten a regular turn in yet.
Yeah, it's how it goes. So yeah, how it goes.
No, I was in the round before, not.
I thought your riposte is your action.
No, that's my reaction. But go ahead. I'm sure we'll finish with this round. So, all
Right.
good.
I'm going to
So-
do something anyway. I just want to hear what Shira does.
Okay, so I'm backing if I can, I'm backing up in front or behind the plant, depending on. I'm going to whip it.
You can step back a little bit and then whip it. That's fine. Yeah.
All right.
And your attempts
I'm
to
going
whip
to
it,
make
trying to
it.
grab
Hang
it?
on, you only had 1 success, right? I'm going to make it 1 harder for you to attack.
Difficulty 2.
Yeah. Just about.
And can I re-roll that dice?
Only if you have
you have an
a
ability.
talent for
Only
it.
if you've got the right talent.
No.
Right?
But you still got 2 successes.
Okay.
So
And
I
damage it.
have fearsome 2 and grappling.
They are effects. So first of all, you have to roll damage. Oh, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Now, fearsome,
Grappling.
I won't panic. That thing will not panic as such.
Okay.
But grappling, if you want to, you can grapple it.
Oh yeah, do that.
I am going to grapple it, but I'm going to grapple it in a way that I can unwind it fast if I need to, like if it's trying to go up.
Well, let go of your whip.
Yeah, but I've got it grappled as best as I can.
Right, let's see how we're going to do this. First of all, they have to do an acrobatics or athletics check with difficulty 2. They want to. Now I'm going to actually pull the special doom spends that this creature has. Give it another action. That's what they call this one. Shadow. But I need to see whether I can. What did I say? Agility or that's both acrobatics as movement.
Yeah.
difficulty 2. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. It flies. It flies over here, actually. But you're still attached to it. You have the choice of either being dragged along a little bit, or of detaching.
I can't try to restrain.
Only,
I can't try to kind of dig in and hold it.
You can, but this thing is much heavier than you. So let's make an acrobatics check.
It'd be opposed strength, I would have thought.
Acrobatics isn't strength.
Yeah. Yeah. Acrobatic.
Yeah, acrobatics is under agility.
No,
It would
it's
not be
athletics.
athletics.
Oh,
I guess.
athletics, sorry.
The
Wrong
bronze.
Okay,
game.
so you wanted athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Okay.
That's really what I need. I need something to do with strength, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So you can be dragged along or you can detach.
Detach.
Okay. So you stay there. Right. So, and I'm going to spend that, I think, because I'm getting bored of fights at what he does, this hell has no fury. Basically, what this harpy is doing is grabbing Tura, looking around, flapping the wings. There's another cloud of this strange dust going on, and you can just about see they with Tura disappearing through the skylight. Tura is screaming at the top of her.
Yeah, you want to shoot?
There he is.
Can I leap out the window?
And look out the window. That's fine.
No, leap out of the window to
Oh,
be able to
leap.
shoot it.
Just going to say no at this point. You
Can
can
I-
leap
can
out
I
the
use
window. That's
fortune?
fine, but you can't shoot it in. Now this is one
Okay,
of
but
those things. One of those.
I
moments.
feel like I kind of have to insist on my turns I didn't take this entire fight.
Whatever happens, yeah, it's in the scenario. Even if it was 6, 7, 8 wounds, it can still escape. So
That's it.
I know this is a little railroady, little mean to you, but that's basically-
Only about this much. But okay, let's roll with it.
well, the
that's fine,
advantage of it is basically hasn't damaged you guys at
No.
I still would have naturally jumped out a window and probably got in this too far away or something.
fine.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You basically see this shape against the moonlit sky,
Can
and you can from a distance
See
hear
what way it's
Shira
going though.
scream.
So there was-
Keep on with what it's going.
okay, so there's no way that I can kind of whip and try to grab around her leg to pull her down.
No.
Okay, all right.
The adventure says so. Stop crying, guys.
Look,
And
it's
I
not
think it
normally how I
brings-
run my stuff. Yeah, but this is actually dramatic necessity at this point. But remember all the clouds of dust and you're coughing and spluttering. You don't actually have the wherewithal to have the clear head to do this. Okay?
Okay.
So, however, who was the fewest number?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I saw the direction it was flying.
Mortas.
I had the fewest, yeah.
Mortas, you are feeling really drowsy and you are sort of heeling over and just about hanging on to one of the seat cushions nearby or whatever, and you're basically falling down on the ground, passing out.
I will run over and drag him out of the room, out of the fog, and into the other room.
Yeah, you can do that. But
Who
as
has
you do
speed,
this, you feel this is overcoming you as well. Tira, you're just
Yeah.
about looking and saying, "What's going on with Tira?" And so on, and you also fall down to the floor very quickly. The only person who doesn't is the person who's currently outside. Even Baruch seems to be taken by this. He's trying to go to another room. The only person who isn't is Krios.
And I'll be oblivious to what's going inside because I'm watching this thing and just seeing if I can keep an eye on where it's going.
So you're all falling asleep.
I will eventually go back in, obviously, at some point.
Right. Let me just reread something briefly. Back of it. Right. What you see outside Krios after the beast disappears. Do me another observation. You're good at this.
Mm-hmm. Observation.
Yes, you do. You see some people coming through the front gate. There's no guards there currently because they all ran in or away and hid somewhere. So you see a few people stepping through the gate. They look to you like they are sailors. There's a good dozen of them, and they're sort of fanning out a little bit and pointing and saying, "You go there, and there." And they've seen you as well. What do you want to do?
So they're poised in a way as if they're looking to attack this place.
Or ransack it, or something like that, yeah.
I'm going to shoot one of them. I'm going to shoot one of them.
You're going on the attack. Now, as I said, there's a good dozen of us.
Yeah.
Krios has that.
That's fine. They're going to take a little while to get to me. If I can take a couple of them down, it may scare the rest off. And I'll shout, "Guards! We're being attacked!"
Okay.
I mean, I guess that does give away your surprise.
Certainly does, but go ahead and shoot. Just for laughs.
Still one success.
Still one success. You nick one of them, and they shout. And basically, quite a few of them are running towards you now. Let me just tell me, do you want to do a proper fight with them, or do you want to run back inside, dive through the window, and something?
I saw fighting withdrawal, so I want to take as many shots as I can before I jump back through the window.
Okay, you jump. You take a few. Might even take one of them down. You jump back through the window, athletically rolling on the floor inside, and you look around, and basically you just see Baruch in the corner with one of the guards next to him in the outside room, and all of your mates, your companions, lying around snoring.
I'll rush straight through to my friends and start slapping them around and trying to wake them up. Wake up! Wake up! We're being attacked!
I'll just. There's you were trying to drag him out.
Yeah.
Is Tura there?
You can. Tura's not there.
Tura was in the
Tura's
room.
gone.
Sorry,
Sorry,
she left.
Tura's gone.
Okay.
You can't rouse them, and you quickly hear some shouts and so on. And what you witness basically is there's still this dust in this room, but in the first room, some of these guards come in, stand around Baruch, but some of these sailors are coming in as well, and basically mobbing the whole. And
Are the guards trying to attack him? Or defend Baruch?
Good question. Now the guards, they are defending Baruch. They just see there's only 3 of them or 2 of them right now. They're just standing there, and yes, you were away for a little bit. That's important, yeah? Nobody saw what they were doing for. What I'm going to say is Baruch's actually standing here in the doorway. He's picked himself up a bit. The guards are standing in front of him, but these goons, these pirates are coming into both rooms and sort of surrounding you. And you are probably standing quite close to them?
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah. We'll take some sort of defensive position. I'm hoping they're going to ignore my friends because they probably look dead or unconscious on the floor.
Okay, so as you come in, as they come in and surround you, they basically bark at each other in a language. Do you speak Shemitish?
No, I don't.
That's where you need your linguist. Yeah, it goes back and forth a little bit. It sounds quite harsh at the beginning. One last observation.
Mm-hmm. Close my courage.
Yeah, you can just minimize it. By double-clicking on the title bar, it's much quicker. Okay.
Oh,
Interesting. And then
That's a
basically,
first.
the whole mood seems to relax a little bit.
I can re-roll one if that helps.
If you want to,
Re-roll
fine.
one.
What is it going to be?
There we
one.
go.
Oh,
That's
there we go. You notice that Baruch seems to be tucking something inside his jacket, inside his robe,
Okay.
hiding something. But he's talking to them, and then
Classic.
the mood
Again.
changes a little bit, and he just gestures at your friends and at you, and then turns around to you and says to you in Ocean, says to you, you'd better go with these guys, because they are taking your friends.
Who are they? I don't speak the language.
Well,
Baruch?
they have come here to look for you, and I am sorry, but I will not risk my life for you. So you
Give me
better
back
go with
what
them.
you've taken. Give me back what you've taken.
Taken?
I'll draw my weapon out and face him.
The guards get close to you. The pirates behind you grunt. You can
You
see
can
that
take that. Go
they
for
get
it.
their weapons out as well. And then he ducks through the door behind him, away from you. There's something to them loudly. I wish you had subtitles on.
I just don't have the combat skills to even contemplate fighting
Actually, I might just do this as a little bit of dubbed, so you know what's going on a little bit better. Basically, what they seem to have discussed is, they came in, you know who sent us, we've come for the item and them, gesturing at you lot. And then he answers with, they used to take my regards to your master, they did not have the item you seek, or they could offer. Remember that. He stands back as these guys are surrounding you. Do you want to fight?
No, there's too many. I have no combat skills.
Yeah, and the others are already bundling your people together. I know this is a bit railroady. Appreciate it.
I'll hold my hands up.
Right. So, and they are taking you down to the beach. And to
I'll
the
turn to Baruch as I'm leaving and saying, we'll be back, Baruch. Just remember that.
He nods and
Won't have a second chance this time.
So I actually have a picture for these guys.
Pirates.
They're probably the pirates off that pirate we were warned about.
They take you down to
maybe.
the beach, and you see off in the bay there's a ship lying there, and they've come out with some launches, some smaller boats. And you overhear the name Gal Arvat will be pleased. Gal Arvat will. And yeah, they row you out to this little galley that is lying in the moonlit bay.
Do we get conscious during all of this at all?
No. Next
No?
time you get
Okay.
conscious is when you're actually downstairs in the cell, if you like, in the brig of this little galley, all together, you lot. And you're sort of in and out of consciousness for a little while. But you're down there, and this is actually where we'll have a shot at. And we'll. Because you're all on the land odd. So, yeah, as I said, some of this stuff is a bit railroady. Wrecking my brain how to avoid that. Come up with. You don't drink as well.
I drink.
So, could have done a little fight with. So this is the ship, the Calypso. Ura is no longer with you.
No, we know that.
Actually, as you get taken on board Krios, you just see this guy, Gal Arvat. He welcomes you, nods at you, and you see that this vessel is swarming with Emetish and Kushite brigands.
Have you created another scene, have you, Frank?
I haven't really. I have a little.
Okay.
I have a picture of him. If you. But I haven't created a host. So where is he gone?
So far, we're in cells below deck, right?
Mm.
There you go. Like the pirate?
He looks like a friendly chap.
Yeah, nice smile, isn't it? Nice
Very
person.
reasonable.
He looks quite trusting.
He does. And you just over here, I'm saying, don't hurt them. Yeah, they're not to be harmed yet. We are paid to take them, not cut them down. Now, welcome to the Calypso. I'm Galava, the captain of this fine ship. Looks the others up and down as well as they're being carried by, and looks you up and down. And as he does so, you see that there's also a Shemitish woman standing right by his shoulder, basically, looking very carefully at him. Looks like, oh, again, I've done. Looks like a lady. Yes. Then basically, there's another big, who seems to be the first mate or something, and orders you all to be taken below deck. DeMarco, take our guests to their quarters, show them the best hospitality we can offer. And with that, the pirate captain steps aside, and you're basically all being into the darkness. Is there anybody?
No.
Anybody what?
Injured.
No.
Make sure everyone's okay.
Didn't think. You were carefully looked over anyway. No.
Are we manacled and tied up?
You are manacled. Now I'm going to do something here quickly without hopefully. So, next day, Reyes, you had some sleep as well. I think what I'm going to do is you get awakened by a splash of cold water. Wakes you suddenly into sharp awareness. The weariness of the road, the conflicts are still in your muscles, and you're actually a bit headachy from this devilish dust, whatever this was, that knocked you out. There are others in the hold with you. There are a couple of men you don't recognize, most of them Kushites, probably some sort of slave. Some are awake and watch you silently, the others are asleep, but you were splashed, so you're all awake. In the center of the room are two men. One of them a pirate holding a bucket and a lantern, and the other one seems to be a Stygian. And he's actually the captain. It does say the captain. The captain, not the captain of the ship, but the captain of the people who actually you met in Antaeus' library. Remember that big Stygian that you saw there? Yeah? He's standing there. And he actually smiles very widely and lifts something up. A coat, which is the amulet.
Oh.
And he says, "Thank you for bringing this bauble to me." The scholar was trying to hide it from us. Didn't get him anywhere, but we now shall see where it takes us. With this, he dangles the eye of Acheron from his hand, catches the lantern light strangely as it shivers. The whole room seems awash in its reflections on the wall. In the darkness, a black jewel gleams with an unnatural light reflected in the mirth from the that we have the cut. How are we doing for time today? We still have some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long do you want to go tonight? Just so I can plan.
45 minutes?
45?
How does that sound, everybody?
Well, we started slightly late, but
Oh, that's right. We did start late.
so I'm happy to either go for half an hour now or 45 minutes. I can aim for that.
I can pay for another 4 hours if you want, but that's fine. I know others won't want to.
4 hours. That's very good for you, but I can't.
Get the material ready.
I won't last that long.
I've got an hour.
So you're on the ship. Let's do a quick scene then, where you just talk amongst yourself.
I'll explain to the others what happened, because obviously
we're all
they were
knocked out.
just woken up in the ship. I'll say these pirates swarmed over the place, and when I rushed back into the Baruch place, he'd stolen the gem. All you guys were asleep, and these pirates were just running all over the place. Didn't have a chance. They dragged us off. And as you just heard, the captain here, he's managed to get the gem back.
And
Deceptive
Tira-
to the end, that Baruch. Didn't trust him.
And where's Tira?
She was taken off. Do you remember? She was taken off by that ghastly flying thing.
Yeah, we all saw that. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. He was awake while we all passed away. Maybe something happened.
Yeah. He
Are
was flying
we
off
just
now.
manic or shackled, or are we in a cage of some sort?
You are in a brig, so basically in a windowless cabin, which seems quite strong, but you're also chained.
Are we chained up? Are we chained with our hands in front of us or our hands behind us?
Oh, you want to know exactly?
Yeah.
You can move. Yeah, you can move around, so you're not chained to the wall or anything like that. But you basically have them in front of you, and you.
So they.
And we have no items as well. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you don't have your equipment right now.
So if we tried to pick the lock, might we be able to?
Right, but you don't really have any equipment for it. Yeah, there's a big chain on the wall that has a lock on it, but the rest of you is basically with a rivet through it, the way you attack. So they had a blacksmith doing this.
All the
There-
heroes do this.
There may be
You must have a hair
something.
clip. Hair pick.
There may be something. Oh.
Fingernail. Chew
I
off my
have
fingernail.
something.
Yeah.
I have a talent.
They're secret
Um,
weapon.
So do you, Creus. Don't you? Many blades.
No,
you
can
you've got
just
that.
magic
I haven't got that one.
You can add it one doom and produce a concealed dagger as a minor action.
Is there any?
You always
any
it says
chance?
you always carry at least a dagger concealed somewhere.
I won't ask
Where?
where.
Yeah, I
Okay.
assume we were like stripped and everything. Checked.
But the entire point of this talent is for exact this
Yeah,
scenario.
I don't mind.
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
mind. As I said, I
Okay.
don't think they strip searched you anyway. So that's fine. You can give me Doom, and you can give me.
Okay, so I'm gonna, when they're not paying attention, and while this discussion is going on, I'm going to try to unlatch my hand.
Can you use a dagger?
Yeah,
The dagger.
Do it in movies all the
It's-
time.
they do it in movies all the time.
That's we're heroes. You have a chance.
This is our.
I mean, these
Our
are
chance.
also Bronze Age locks. They are not the 5-pin.
No,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not 5-pin tumblers, but they
No,
are.
so-
They are tricky lock. To
You
actually
got this.
to maneuver with a dagger. But how do we say
Stealth?
D4?
Stealth.
Beautiful.
It would have been
Thievery?
some sort of agility.
I think
based.
it's thievery,
Thievery,
right?
I guess.
thievery, yeah.
Yeah, thievery. It's definitely thievery.
Whatever she's better at.
Let's
With the right amount of luck, anything can happen.
And-
7 points.
So it's 4.
Or successes. You know,
Or
you,
success.
You got this.
you got it, yeah. Fortune here, you're fine. Fortune and a
You
good
have
roll.
momentum as well.
Is there anything else in the room while this is going on?
Okay.
There are some other
gonna
slaves and
roll.
so on, some other people. They might react to it.
Ah,
Okay, 6.
Oh, look at that.
one.
You always
Say
mess
one.
up the story, don't you? Okay, you actually manage to loosen your own manacles enough so you can slip your hands out of. But your feet are still. But you have free hands.
I've
Use
got
of your
6
hands.
successes.
Yeah, use your your bonus ones to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my bonus.
Are you going to spend them?
For
Then
my
you can get
feet.
your feet done. If you spend all you don't take any momentum from.
Is anybody okay? So is anybody close to me? Like, is Kriya's close to me so that I could use my
Well, we can all
momentum?
walk around. We can.
Said we can move around, so
Yeah.
I would say that you can either do your own hand and feet or your own hands and some.
My own hand and Creus's.
You've got your hand available. You manage them.
But keep the manacles close by so it looks like we're manacled.
You can slip them out.
Yes.
Basically, the way I imagine this is you manage to loosen them off enough so you can slip out. But you are certainly Creus with his bigger hands. Definitely get nice bloody hands from it. Yeah, some scuffing of his skin and so. Right, now the question is, I think what I'm going to do, even though you probably want to break out everybody and sink the ship right now, is I am going to the sleepy scene. Because we've got a bit of dream work to do. Yeah, there would be plenty of time to escape, and I know what you've done, but I would like to do this scene now.
So we're going backwards.
No, we're not really going backwards, but... I say, what do I do? Do I say, no, you can't do this now because first of all you have to sleep? Yeah, whichever
We
way I do,
retcon?
there are some requirements for story, I'm afraid. So there's going to be a sleep. You can do it beforehand if you like. Then you can do this amazing lockpick.
Yeah, okay.
I think the sleep scene would have made sense, yeah, as soon as we got on the boat. And
No.
day of.
You can do it.
after we will.
That's the thing. In here it says, first of all, they speak to you. And they dangle this thing in front of you. And then you're awake.
Okay, I
and
see what you
that's
mean.
not how I would actually have done it. I would have just done, you were all drowsy anyway. And then the sleep. Then they show you this. That's not how it's done here. And I was going and should I? No, I did say that. But doing something I'm not, that's right. But anyway. So,
Go ahead.
let's do this. You are drowsy. You are tired. And you go back more into the Asheronian dream. A reunion between your conscious waking mind and your dreaming soul. See this little picture?
A river.
We're
yeah.
back to the river.
Back to the... Out. A reunion between your conscious waking mind and your dreaming soul. Only when you're here do you realize the sense of inner emptiness ever present when lost. Ura, though she's no longer with you in the waking world, is here alongside you. You do not know how long you've been walking, but the small landing behind you is long out of sight. From that place set sail the funerary barge of the long-dead sorcerer Xosath and his captive, the rebel Stygian prince Tothmekri. At Antaeus' bidding, you set forth after the sorcerer, clad in armor and regalia of ancient men. Though you have not eaten or drunk since you have come to this place, you feel no need for such mortals. All the pains and aches that assail your corporeal forms, wherever they lie, do not intrude on your form in this. And for the moment, you are grateful for the ease. Above you, a baleful white sky beats down upon the landscape like a great hammer, oppressive and leaching all color from the surroundings. The river is to your right while you walk a well-worn path. Your sandaled feet are confident and find easy perches on loose gravel and powdery earth. And though you may be racked with doubt and turn while awake, here, more thought, purer, more direct, and your concerns clear. As the scholar told you, you must follow the River of Souls to its terminus. There, at its end, are the Useret Marti, the halls of truth, where sit the lords of death and judgment. Antaeus, Kira's father, told you did not need to stop Xosath's voyage to this place, but to match it and be present when he puts his case before the Asheron. The sorcerer plans to bargain his freedom with the soul of one who would be king, that of the renegade Prince Toth. Instead, you must somehow see to it that this does not happen, that the prince's soul and form are to be reunited and his mortal remains to... Or will you accomplish this? So this is sort of a summary of this of last vision. Just I put it in the chat as well for you. For future consumptions. So, Yura looks at you, amazed. You here?
Are you okay?
I was borne aloft for many hours in this creature's horrid grasp. I chilled to the bone, terrified up there, and I lost consciousness. But now I'm here. It must still have me somewhere. You look up.
Know where it took you?
I don't know. I think it's somewhere southeast, away from them.
Or Stygia?
No, south. Maybe you're on the island.
No, east would have been land inwards.
Yes.
So the island is like way west and south.
Did not have time to read the land map. He looks healthy, hearty, like you do. You're all looking quite healthy. A bit of relief. Far ahead in the distance, a row of cliffs that stretch. The river's blue course seems leading directly. A small city seems to be at the base of the mountain. Really strange, because it's so far away, yet you can see it at great distance very clearly. Something going on. Perception. So, what will you do?
Are there lights on the shore here? Are these people?
There are no other people than you. That's meant to be you. A person there.
That person, but on the other side of the river.
Yeah, on the other
there's light.
side we
Yeah.
see some light, so they're not there.
There's not a village, no.
I mean, I guess let's get going.
We need to travel
Yes.
to the south, keep
On
traveling.
the river.
He has quite a head start, so
Not.
Yeah, let's move. Let's start traveling.
like towards the city. You said the river leads towards the city?
Yes, and towards the
Yeah,
distant
mm.
mountain range.
The
Let's
city's
head
on the
there.
opposite side, yeah?
Well, it's along the river. It's very hard to see, but you can see it. It seems to stretch both sides of the river.
Okay. Okay.
I
Let's
can
start
actually,
traveling.
I give you a bit more because we're currently. So a small city of some stands at the base of the mountain, and the river runs through the midst of. An immense gate looms at the end of the river, and the river itself is barred from passing this gate into the side of the mountain. The city and the gate are miles away, but the air is eerily clear enough to allow such a vision. So great it is. And Tyria looks
But
at
the river is
Shall we do?
flowing towards the city.
the river, runs through.
Like from our point towards the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
How it says. Path of the river is.
And we follow the river and we get to the city.
Yes. Tyria says, "Oh,
Yes.
we must follow this because we need to get through the mountains to the fields of Amand and the halls of." So, I'm not going to ask for long unless somebody's got an objection. You're walking towards the city, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is strange. It seems to take much longer than you would have expected. It's okay. Yet you're not getting tired, you're not getting hungry, you're not getting thirsty. Yeah, you're just
But it's,
basically. It seems to take a long time, but not a great. Also to the river I made. Don't pick it to bits too much because it's a journey at full control.
Okay.
I'm closer to the river.
Impressive.
You like it?
Yeah.
Impressive.
Nice.
I've written down.
I'm gonna nitpick the water now.
Yeah. So the river is supposed to run through houses.
Yeah.
There's a row of cliffs ahead of you. That the landscape, like a wall, easily 150 feet high, maybe sometimes higher. Definitely something you would not want to scale. But there's this huge gate. feet into the mountain. And see some small boats going back and forth, these funerary barges. The whole architecture is a bit strange. Yeah, Mortas, you can maybe just for me law roll.
Difficulty.
Ooh, I think it says 3. Daunting.
Alright. 3. Can always spend a fortunes.
You can, but
Punish
remember,
those.
we're only changing them between acts.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Right, that's a
Of course.
good number of successes. You think this must be old Djachroum architecture. Everything is a bit strange and the proportions are wrong as for your own, but you have heard of this in your studies. You also see now that there are some people moving around. But let me just describe this huge statue either side of the gate to you. As the gates themselves are giant, towering above the city, almost flanked by 2 great stone statues of grotesque figures. They're muscular, abruptly wrong, carved designs drawn into the stone of their making. That could be scales, hair, or something else. Their faces are strange, and the light glares brightly enough to erase them. But you're sure these are that you now see people moving around as well in the city. Still a good couple of 100 feet at least away from the... No vegetation or hardly any.
Okay.
And it does seem like we're getting closer. It's not like something where we're walking staying the same distance or whatever. Like we are making progress.
You're making progress, definitely. But it took a long...
Okay.
It felt like it took a long time. Yet you don't get tired, so... Strange. Yeah, ideas is all uncanny. It doesn't match, it doesn't fit, it doesn't match your normal experience. I've lost you, Zoo.
Yeah.
I'm listening for
Yeah.
the next.
Too much story.
So what? So they're barges or they're funeral
There are
boats
barges
going in it. They're barges
on the river.
Yeah.
Um,
But you said that they were going in a cave, or was it through a gate?
there is a gate, but it's closed. They can't. They basically. I can show you a little map. The map I don't think is great. But let me show you the. So you can see that?
Yeah.
River of Souls. So you're coming from the
okay.
left. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
And then from the left, you basically can see that there are some sort of piers close to the gates. The 2 statues standing there with a big gate. And then these piers, basically along the river and along those piers, there are some of these barges moving back and forth. They're essentially rafts with lanterns on. But other than that, you're coming on this side of the river, here on the left of the river, in to the edge of the city. There's no walls or anything. There's lots of buildings. It's built up temple-like, like I showed you in the picture.
Is there anything like? Is there a barge that is close that we can get on?
Nothing directly here, and the main traffic is almost like a ferry terminal. They seem to go from the piers here close to the gate from one side to the other.
Yes. We make our way there.
Yeah.
Are there any buildings that look like we need to go there? Anything prominent? Anything that's kind of saying?
There are lots of big and small buildings, but nothing that has a sign on it saying this is the Hall of Judgment.
Can we just talk to the people that are moving
are there
around?
people?
There
Yeah.
are people.
And somebody has to stir the barges and boats, I guess.
I wonder what they'll speak ancient
Djachroum.
won't they? Asher, yeah.
You can
I
get
speak
close.
ancient Stygian.
Of course you do.
Does that work?
You are close to the edge of town. If you want to approach somebody, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I guess I walk up to the first fella that looks like he could know something and ask him, where's the Hall of Judgment? Right to the point.
So the place basically is inhabited by people in simple garments of white. They are moving around, carrying bundles, and basically you walk up to one of them. Oi, excuse me, where's the House of Judgment? Completely blanks you. But his dark hair is quite long, but he's sort of wearing it in some knots on his head, but he doesn't even seem to want to talk to you. No reaction.
He's ignoring me, or there's just no reaction at all?
There's no reaction at all. He's not like
Try to get in front of him. Yeah.
What do you
I
want
will
to
try to poke his shoulder and see if my hand goes through.
And check his eyes. Does he look at us as if we are there?
No, and your hand
no
actually,
reaction at all.
as you reach out and you try to touch his shoulder, your hand just falls through his shoulder.
But is it? Am I the one that is just see-through, or is he the one that is see-through? As in,
from your perspective,
is he passing through
he
me?
is the one. He is the one that's.
We'll never know.
Okay, so I say to everybody, we're in a dreamland. We continue and we just get on a barge. We need to make our way through this water.
Touch
Can
a
we touch
wall.
the water?
Do our hands pass through the wall, or is it physical?
The walls,
Yeah.
they are physical. You can touch them. The people seem
our
to be ghostly.
And do they look
exploding
priestly?
walls, we have to follow the river until it terminates, which is either the source or further downriver. So
Or the mouth. Yeah.
I'm with Douglas on this one. Let's just, get a
I'm
boat
gonna
and
Move through the city, and you make your way to where you've seen these piers.
It appears, yeah.
Is there any other interaction you want to try?
Do they look priestly or like acolytes, people who are carrying out some type of ritual?
Not necessarily. They wear ancient fashion, and they all look a bit similar. But actually, as you look down yourself, they're not that dissimilar from what you're wearing. But they are white. They're all carrying white. That's the difference. You're not necessarily all carrying white. They are wearing white. So you
Do we
move
have anything in our possession
I
besides our
would
clothes?
like to try to see if I can interact with buildings, crates, market stands, what have you. Can I interact with the world?
You can interact with that sort of stuff. JR, what did you do?
Do we have anything in our possession besides our clothes?
You have weapons. You have equivalents of
still
your
have
normal
weapons.
weapons, but ancient make and stuff. So imagine you've got your whole equipment there, but it's
Still from last time, yeah.
Yeah.
even though in the prison cell, in the boat, in the brig, you have nothing. Here you have your whole kit. You're well equipped. So you move through this place and you get to this pier at the end, and you see some of the barges in front of you. And this enormous gate in front of you, wood, iron barred. It's absolutely enormous. It's 2-part gates that opens this huge hole or tunnel through the mountain bit. But it's humongous, and on the one side you have on either side, but winch apparatuses, which you think that probably start working on them. They will probably open the gate, and if 60 feet above you, you see another set of platforms with winding staircases going up, with another set of those apparatuses, probably for the upper half.
Okay.
Also,
Is there anyone who is a winch operator?
see that the whole area, this little courtyard in front where the winch is, there are a few people standing there. They're really, really tall, 7 feet tall, and they look like.
Oh. There you go, Durs. I'll have a go with that one.
Yeah, you are quite a bit distant still, but you can see them very, very easily. But yeah, you can see them. You don't think they have in the sense noticed you.
Do their heads move as if they're alive?
They are moving. They're not statues.
They're notably different than the normal folk.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Normal folk look more or less like you. You don't have the sort of.
As in that Anubis' head is not a mask, that's an actual jackal
Yeah.
head.
As far as you can tell, that's an actual jackal head.
Very nice.
Ah,
So,
And they're way taller than the people. And they're also fur covered. You can see all the fur.
Oh.
Very short fur, like a greyhound.
Do we want to draw their attention or not?
I mean, we need to get
Douglas, you're
Ross.
muted. We can't hear you.
Douglas?
How tall would Durzo be in comparison to that statue if he was right next to him? Like up to his knees, up to his belt, up to his chest, up to his ankles?
Now, these are not the statues. The picture I just showed you of the
Yeah, those are the guardians.
the guardians. Now they
And-
are. He would probably come up to their shoulder, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
The statues are, I think,
Oh?
60 feet high.
Oh, okay. I thought they were massive size.
These are
Right, 7
these
feet.
guys are big,
Massive.
but they're not that big.
Like
Okay.
Jason the Argonaut statue. Massive. Either side.
What do they look like?
The
Like,
statues,
what's their faces? Yeah, their faces of the statues.
as I was explaining earlier, you can't actually see their faces.
Oh.
Oh.
That's this trick of the light. You can't quite make them. You just know that they are not human.
Okay, I thought as we were coming closer that we might be
Uh,
able to see them. Okay.
That actually means that I don't know what
Oh, okay.
they because they basically say, oh, well, you can't see them. So you can't see
Okay,
them.
and you can't see them.
They are alien beings. Must be ancient race that you Djachroum maybe, but you don't know what an Djachroum looks like. So imagine, fill it in with your. So you can approach. Or can leave this. This is a good spot for. And leave this for the next.
Good with
See
me?
that there are several of these standing there on this
Mhm.
platform, courtyard, whatever. But you can also see some moving on the other side by the docks. So there's more of these guardians, call them guardians, around. than
Is
just-
that like a door behind, or is that just a wall?
That's might be a little door to a guard's chamber if you like, but it's the thing that opens the gate, as you know, is this
They're
winch.
guarding that.
Winch thing. That's basically this small platform courtyard with a winch on it. That they're guarding that, and with that they're guarding the gate.
And in the entire time we approached the city, we didn't see the gates
No.
open and
Did
close.
not see this. Good question, actually. Didn't see that open at all.
But the
Okay.
like you mentioned, funeral barges going downriver.
I
So
said
basically,
Similar.
barges crossing the river that look like the funeral barge.
But not beyond this point.
The same style.
like it's not we walked along the river and besides us on the river were those barges. They're just in the city itself.
Only in the city.
Wait,
So the
do we know
question
this river
is-
is called the River of Souls, or is that just? It's
The River of
You
Souls.
can see it on the map.
That's what the map is.
The rivers.
So,
So-
the question is do we get these to open it for us? Are they there to stop us opening it? Do we need to somehow track them and get them away from it? Or do we fight them?
You can
guess-
find that out for today if you like. You can approach them and ask them.
Or they may put a riddle to us and we got to answer a riddle.
Well, Durzo, do you want to
Things.
Do you want to ask? Do you want to continue?
I have time. I don't mind either way.
I don't mind.
You can ask them. I'm not going to play a lot longer today, but you can at least get to that, Myers. So you
Yeah.
know what you're dealing with for next time.
You've already asked one, so and you can
Not
take
one of
them.
these.
Well, I guess I walk up to them
Mm-hmm.
and do they notice me? Like, do they
They
react
notice
to me
you, and they
approaching?
challenge you, and they say something to you that you don't understand, unfortunately. He's holding out his hand.
Well, I will hold in ancient Stygian, greet them, and see if there's some sort of communication there.
Looks at you, cocks his head a little bit, looks a bit confused, and repeats what he was growling at you.
Okay, in this case, I turn back to Moatas and maybe take over here.
Yeah, come on, Moses. Do you understand
Yeah.
what they say?
Come on, Mortaz. Learn the language.
Mm,
Easy peasy. You
No.
heard me utter one sentence twice. That has to be enough.
God. You want to make this a difficulty 10?
Difficulty 10.
No, don't
Yeah, we
make it
just
10.
go.
5
That's
is the
not a
max.
thing, is it?
This is
5 is the max, isn't it?
this is
It's
not
5, isn't it?
a language you speak,
Yeah, no.
nor is it one you can work out, unless you speak Asheronian. No. Okay. So
Yet.
again, he growls at you "Arr," and sort of makes movement to the whole group, like you're supposed to go away.
Maybe we need to find a library here in the city.
For Universal Translator.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Essentially,
Wait,
Well, I need to do a library use check.
Sorry, there was
If
two
the
at once.
citizens can't touch us, can they touch us?
Well, they haven't seen you. They are interacting with you. They look very solid to you, but they go and shake his hand.
do I have coins on me?
Do you have coins? Yeah, sure, why not? You can have a couple of coins on you.
That's
If
fine.
there are some of the normal people standing around, I would just drop
Here
a
on this
coin.
place, there's none of the normal white people. Nobody at all. Just these guards, and there's about 5 of them.
Can I put a coin on each of my eyes and try if I can get past?
Clever, very clever. You try to put them all in balance, like this. But as you approach him, he puts a spear down now, getting slightly more aggressive,
Okay.
and points
Maybe you can
towards
bribe
you
him.
and growls. Person next to him, and this is, I think, where we're really going to make. He's got a big horn around his. He's starting to get the horn, making as if he was going to blow.
We put our. I put my
Yeah,
hands
stop
like
backing
this.
off.
Yeah.
Right.
Come in peace.
So I have actually made him up for this, but I think I'm going to leave it there. I need to read up on rules I can use to make sure that Derzo doesn't just blank all the fights.
I didn't even get a turn in this fight. I might have.
But your riposts are good enough. Doing well fun. I appreciate that, and I apologize, but yeah.
You haven't been rolling that well, to be honest.
No, I haven't been, but yeah, you know what I'm like.
The
What did we
And
say?
Durso has been rolling amazingly well. So.
Yes, and all of you actually have had some really good rolls today. Yeah, Shira as well with her 6 successes.
Yeah.
Thievery and yeah, that's why sometimes I think let them have that roll. It won't work anyway, and then you do that, and I can't really roll then, can I?
But my thievery
What-
is 13 with a 3 expertise and a 3 focus.
Right.
So that's why I thought that I could do it,
Yeah,
or
fair
else
enough.
I wouldn't have even suggested it.
No, fair enough. You can do it. You can do it. It just took me slightly by surprise because I needed a different sequence. So, however, good news, you have actually transitioned your act. So you've spent 1 fortune already, but the rest of you can refill your fortune. I didn't mention that. But when you enter the dream world, I should have told you that this is. So yeah, can actually you can refill for the purposes of down here your fortunes, and I'm going to give you some experience.
I'm the only one that doesn't refill it since it's a new
I
act.
have. I don't know
Yes.
if anybody else. Sorry, I don't know if anybody else has this, but I have my vigor is down by 1. Does anyone else have their vigor down?
Yeah, that was a condition from the
From being,
previous fight.
yeah, from being
Have we
take it
shaken
away.
that off?
You've got 1 despair as well.
on here. Certainly, yeah. In this world, in this dream world, you can
Okay, but not
reclaim
in
all your
the.
vigor. On the other one, I'll tell you later. Depends what
Okay,
happens here in
alright.
this world.
Okay.
But you can here you're completely unhindered and unencumbered.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can clear your character sheet. You can give your fortune back because you've spent your fortune on board of the ship and not dream world. And all refill. I'm going to give you another 200 experience. 350 last time, if you weren't sure about that. 200 this.
Yeah.
So,
that
How much in total does everyone have?
I have
Um,
1150 in total.
1400.
Yeah, 50.
Oh, what have you got, Julian?
1,450 XP. in
Oh,
total.
okay. Where have I missed 50 then?
I have 1250.
I don't
Our
think,
last-
disparities.
unless
I
you
think-
missed a session, I don't think I have actually started giving different experience points to different people. So you should have the same.
No. I have.
Yeah.
Obviously, Douglas, you missed the start of it. So
I
you would be-
miss. I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
part of. I wasn't part of the initial 2 sessions or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm at 1150.
Yeah,
So you should
Yeah.
all be 300 higher.
yeah, that sounds right.
Like for the
14.
Vultures of Shem, we got 300. Then for the Coming of Hanuman, another 300.
Really, that
I
many?
think.
No, but I did miss the session. It was
No. You've been
between.
there since I've been here.
no, I missed a session. You guys were attacking some apes or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe then you are a bit behind us by one small amount.
But I've been very careful to keep up with it, so I know that since we've begun this adventure, that we're at 1150.
So I've got it down. We had 250 on the first scenario, then we had 300. Then Act 1 of Shadow, we had 300, then 350, and then we just had another 200, yeah?
Yeah, add it up.
Makes an even number to me, not a 50.
Like I have
Nice.
for the Vultures of Shem, I have 300 noted down.
Ah.
Ah,
All right, well, just tell me what I should have.
Let's make it 1500, even number, all good.
Oh, no, because then I'd be really ratcheting it up, so...
That's good, that's good.
you missed the first 2, so you're supposed to be a bit younger and more inexperienced.
1200.
1200.
And I've spent 700.
Got a bit of leeway
Yeah,
to
got a
spend.
little bit of
Okay,
leeway.
good. Now, chaps, I'm just going to kill the stream at this moment anyway. We can have a quick chat. And we'll also... Does anybody remember our next session? When is it in the diary for?
2 weeks' time, I think. I think you said 2 weeks'
2
time.
weeks'
didn't you?
time, I think that's right. Which
Yeah.
would make it the 13th?
September 14th.
14th of September. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the next session. Just in case anybody wants to put it in the diary for next time. Somebody who's spectating.
Same time?
Same times. 7 o'clock UK. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this point, and as I said, just to chat. And yeah, hopefully 2 weeks' time we remember where we were. Yeah? And how many experience points we had. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.